Well, much to the relief of parents, Governor Pritzker is now giving the green light for in-person summer school.
Yeah, there are still some restrictions, though, in place. The state is under phase 3, as you know, of the governor's reopening plan. Joining us now, Jackie Matthews. She is the director of external communications for the Illinois State Board of Education. Jackie, hello to you.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Nice to have you. Let's talk about some of these restrictions and how you get students to abide by them so that they follow them.
Sure. So as you mentioned, Governor Pritzker signed an executive order last week that allows schools to start to bring students back into the school building. And a lot of the precautions that students are going to have to follow, and teachers as well, are precautions that families and Illinoisans are very familiar with by now. Things like washing your hands regularly, not sharing or borrowing items from other people, limiting the number of people in one space, like a classroom or a hallway or a school bus, to 10 or fewer. Social distancing, trying to stay 6 feet away from another individual to the greatest extent possible, and wearing appropriate PPE, like a face covering.
Well, I think a lot of people would love to have class sizes of 10 or fewer people, but how realistic is that? A little easier during the summer, but going forward, what do you think class sizes will look like to maintain social distancing?
It is a lot easier in the summer. In the summer, we typically see much smaller programs, and it's going to be up to each school district to decide what type of programs they would like to offer during the summer. The Restore Illinois plan does talk about phase 4, and in phase 4, a lot of these same health and safety protocols are going to apply, but that limit on 10 or fewer goes up to 50 or fewer. So schools are going to have to do their absolute best and get creative in terms of how the classroom is structured, how the day is structured in order to meet those guidelines so that we can have both the capacity limits and the social distancing aspect. So people will still need to stay 6 feet away from each other as much as possible.
Jackie, have you started to think about this whole idea of the possibility of a second wave and what that would look like for schools? Does it mean you would shut down schools again or summer camps? Have you thought about that?
Absolutely. So we've been communicating with schools since the beginning of the pandemic that remote learning is potentially here to stay for a little while, and that we are encouraging school districts to invest their federal CARES Act dollars in closing the digital divide. Because once schools go back to school in person, whether that's in the summer or in the fall, there still might be a need for some remote learning and distance learning.
So let's presume that we keep advancing to the next phase, and presumably, by the time school opens or resumes in the fall, we can get 50 or fewer people in a classroom. That covers most of your classrooms, but I'm thinking about lunchrooms and recess and things like that. What is the Illinois State Board of Education's view going forward, presuming that we continue to make progress in the fight against COVID-19?
The State Board of Education has assembled a group of 56 educators, superintendents, school nurses, and social workers to come together and build on the recommendations that we've provided for phase 3. So ISB will be distributing more robust recommendations covering some of those other areas of the school that aren't used so much in summer, but that schools are going to need guidelines for the fall. Rooms like auditoriums, libraries, more robust guidelines on transportation and how to figure out how can we get actually students to the school building and how to get creative in that flexible scheduling. So more robust recommendations for phase 4 will be coming, but certainly the phase 3 guidelines, wearing PPE, washing hands, and 6 feet apart, those will absolutely still apply in phase 4. So that's a good place for schools to start in terms of their planning for the fall.
Okay, creativity will be important. Thank you so much. Jackie Matthews, Director of External Communications for the Illinois State Board of Education. We appreciate it.